Okay, so I've got new information regarding the steel I used for this draw knife from last video. The friend who gave it to me was kind enough to tell me that it's VG10. This is a high carbon stainless steel that was first developed in Japan, and it contains about 1% carbon, which is very high. But to me, this is still a conundrum. If it has so much carbon, it likely should have cracked when I water quenched it. But it's also a high alloy steel, and I'm thinking maybe some of those alloys, some of those percentages, maybe make it so that it doesn't harden past a certain degree. I don't know. So this is a diagram that my friend sent me, and he stated that this steel is intended for stock removal, that it's already heat treated, and that any overheating would ruin that, and it would be very difficult to get it back to proper hardness and to temper it properly. But some others have suggested that it is heat treatable by the average schmuck like myself. So what I'll do today is to try to give it a much more thorough traditional heat treatment and see if that does anything, if that improves the edge holding. First, I'll anneal it or get it as soft as I possibly can. I've got to give a shout out to Matthew Smith for his very generous recent donation, and also to Alex Scott for becoming the newest Patreon patron. You guys are helping to keep the failed experiments coming. Thanks. This is soybean oil. I'll use this to quench it and to harden the blade. Just quickly, this VG10 steel is supposedly prized by blade makers, by knife makers, because it has a very high chromium content, about 15%. A steel is considered stainless if it has above 10% chromium, and that's what mainly gives it its rust resistance. Now I'll put it in my little toaster oven to temper it or to take away a little bit of the hardness. In the last video, Dick Bromberg gave some good advice that I'd like to share. When I went to draw the temper after I had quenched the steel, I held the edge in front of the fire, but he's right that I should have had it reversed. This way to let the temper draw from the back forward, thus leaving the back softer than the front. Okay, now I've got a light straw color on the edge. I'm not going to waste a lot of time sharpening it. Just use this piece of carbide, then use it and see how well the edge holds up. I'll first start with this piece of softwood, a type of willow. It's not bad. The ergonomics of this draw knife could be better, but this is suitable. The edge seems okay. Now on to that piece of wood, which is a particularly hard piece of ironwood. Get it. This is not cutting the mustard. No pun intended. Alright, for my next blacksmithing video, I'm going to use this old file to make a more traditional Drawknife. Just for funsies, and because I'm stubborn, I'm going to heat and quench this in water twice. I'm still put off by the fact that this is supposed to have 1% carbon, but it can't hold an edge. Now, like I said, some of the other alloys, mainly chromium, maybe that interacts with the carbon in a strange way, I don't know. But another curious piece of information that I found is that this VG10 steel is supposed to be specific for kitchen knives, specifically sushi knives. So that's a relatively soft thing. They said that it would not be suitable for hunting knives, that it would dull very quickly, and that seems to make sense to me. Well, again, it's not working very well here, but one thing I notice now is that the edge is holding up pretty well. Boy, I'm at a loss. I'm going back to straight carbon steels for stuff like this. So, this is a day later, and I was making a handle for a hammer, and I figured I'd give this tool a go. And lo and behold, it seems to work pretty well. This piece is not as excessively hard, even though it's the same hardwood, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. I was just using it against the grain, but now I'll use it going with the grain, and that will prove to be even smoother. The thing you can take away from this is that fancier alloy steels or pattern welded steels aren't always better, and the quality of these exotic steels probably varies wildly. I would hate to spend hours on a project only to find out that the steel is trapezium or junkbranium. But as this tool stands now, with proper sharpening, it might prove itself valuable. Catch you guys next time.